Introducing the all-new fully electric Kia Niro EV. Take the lead. Drive electric. Kia. Movement that inspires.
Oh shit. Start up the stream. Oh, for fuck's sake! Remind me to put my Instagram to private and kick you from it. When are you gonna use the one with me holding 2 beers, by the way? Oh, for fuck's sake! Nice. Yes. Apparently people can't hear you on stream. Is it meant to be playing the Formula 1 background music. Well done.
There we go. I can see levels. I can see levels. Yuri could hear me. Very none of you could.
Well, probably for the better that people didn't get that intro.
It's a shame because yeah, it was a great intro actually. But well, we're get right into it. So we are going to go over to qualifying very shortly. Good evening, everyone watching at home. Sorry for the pause there. Unfortunately, last night I covered the Vettel Endurance Championship. That's the Jacob Sullivan's league. And
Oh, sorry.
whatever happened, it absolutely obliterated my Elgato and everything reset. My PC basically went back to reset in terms of my Elgato settings. So yeah, not ideal, but really do everything coming tonight. I will take you on track very, very shortly. You can see plenty of new drivers coming in from the Cup Series to jump down because of course we couldn't fit enough drivers in from Kia. They once again are letting the side down. There's the standings, and here is hopefully Mr. Mike Calterborn on track, making his second appearance in a row here in the Kia Series and making his way around the Gilles Villeneuve circuit here in Montreal, which is great actually because none of you heard the mistake that I made during the intro when I forgot to say or I misspoke where we were. But
You should not have said that now.
well, no, I don't get anything wrong. So they
Yeah, you never make mistakes.
They are yet to know, but don't worry, we'll go back to me absolutely just enjoying that image of you sitting in that lovely little dinghy as Mike makes his way up to the line. It's going to be an 11.468, and yeah, just going back to the conversation we were having earlier that no one could hear before you said that no one could hear me can you remember the last time that we raced here? Having, of course,
Nope.
It was back in October 2021.
Oh no, you know, see, I don't want to remember that race because that's the race I got eliminated from the playoffs.
It was, and in fact, you started on pole position for that race as well.
Did I?
Yeah, apparently so.
How the fuck did I end up rear-ending someone?
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? But yeah, what an evening that must have been. But also out on circuit, as I said, we've got a number of Cup drivers. We've now got the faster Hasselager. He's got.
I'm sitting right here, you know.
Is a third one.
No, I mean, like, you don't have to, you know, have a go at me whilst I'm here.
Why? I do.
You know.
I certainly do because you've once again decided to go and race instead of commentate.
I gave you the option.
I knew what you wanted to do. You would have thrown a strop if I said no.
No, I would have actually. I would have loved to sit in the comms block and talk shit about Make and Ben.
Leroy, I can't wait. If he doesn't, I tell you, if it's not a Leroy and Ben 1-2 tonight, then all hope is lost.
Agreed.
Leroy to the line, running a very fetching black and neon green livery. There's a 10.974, so that puts him half a second faster than MK Bourne. Michel is on his lap, coming up the back straight.
Yeah! Wij zijn Feyenoord, het grote Feyenoord! Uit Rotterdam-Zuid!
He still got that.
Yeah! Come on, Tom!
Love it. I'll let Rico know. Can you get some lyrics in the bottom for the next race? Oh, really?
Puts himself 11.9. There's OKK, unfortunately, Michael, who had a torrid night night last night in Qatar, the Vettel Endurance Championship, got disqualified. I think on like lap 30 for picking up too many time penalties of a 57 lap race.
Are you kidding?
It was not Michael's best evening. He's invalidated. Ben Harrett is already invalidated. So these cup guys, I mean, where on earth has
Trash.
You must have cut the final corner and been given a this and next, because I don't know where else he would have cut then. But
Well, his lap time says 3.7 on my screen. So turn 1.
maybe a turn 1. That would have. I mean, it's quite a deep turn 1. I mean, he keeps on telling us that that it's not a good season for him. We know that really he's kind of just shithousing his way into the.
Oh, he's yeah, in chase.
The chase. I mean,
Yeah.
Wait for him to win 3 races in the playoffs.
In a row.
Yeah. Scott Hayes, who it's nice to see Scott racing after potentially missing out. He'll no doubt be wanting to pick up some solid results tonight. Actually having 19 in here means that we might actually get a decent race tonight. Of course, first time for almost 2.5 years. A race where it was Cameron Blair who took the win. Yuri, if you can remember.
And half of the people we're watching now are still like, who the fuck is that guy?
Exactly, and can you remember who that was?
Yeah, Camel Bebo.
Exactly, it was Camel, who I think was is it ERT? I think he was ERT.
At the time, not, but yeah, he is.
Yeah, so another one of those sweats that ended up in the dark blue and white. But what can Scott do coming up to the final chicane? He's actually going to make it around, unlike some of his rivals tonight. Up to the line, it's going to be about 14. It's a 13.931. I'm sure somewhere that's a good lap. As Evil Dragon, Liam New, he is also on a lap. Who is going to be our qualifying lap driver tonight? Because I do have one. We need someone that's just about to start a lap. Who's just about to start a lap? It's going to be Bazza. We're going to choose Bazza to be our qualifying lap to show you actually how to drive around this circuit, as we'll go on board with the Welshman very, very shortly. But Liam New will come up to the line, and he will be looking at hopefully getting himself up towards at least the top 2 or top 3 positions. I don't think he's going to be fighting with Leroy and Mike, but it's only a 12.222. So whilst we do that, let's go on. He goes P6 on circuit. It was, unfortunately, Matt Shepherd, I think, invalidated on his lap as well. So a lot of invalidations early on in this one. We've got Sullivan Lewis, and we've got Florian Mayer also out on their laps. Sully, of course, race winner, already into the playoffs now. What can he do? Equally, Florian, who will be looking at another solid result. He's really been pushing forward to take home Rookie of the Season. And what can he do? Coming up to the line, it's going to be challenging the front row. It is, not only that, it is provisional pole position. He's actually taken pole by a 1/10.5 ahead of Leroy. So that's a statement lap there from Florian. There's what can Sully do? And Sully up to the line. This is also looking semi-competitive. This is P2 for Mr. Risk, a 10.899. So half a tenth slower than Florian. There's Jacko now circulating. And tonight running a lollipop livery of red and white. Very much the colours of the Canadian flag. And I don't know if anyone. I enjoyed the thumbnail to this video tonight as well. I enjoyed finding that image. But going to try and see the most aggressively stereotypical image for every single thumbnail from now on. Who needs to have pictures of the cars around the track? So you want to look at a picture of a Mountie riding a moose that's eating Dunkin' Donuts Timbits. Sorry,
If that's the case, I'm really curious for what you get from the Netherlands. By the way, you're apparently still rather quiet.
That's all right.
Jacko to the line anyway, so no one cares about that. It's a shit lap. It's only P5 on a 111.8. And as the proper driver comes, I have absolutely no idea who is next on track. So I'm just gonna scroll through them, and I think it is Dustin. Dustin in the middle sector. As we head towards the chicane before the hairpin, she can get a lot more closer to the wall, and his second split will bring us a 22.7 and a 43.2 in total time, as he takes a little bit too much curb on the hairpin, even touches the grass. Through the gears now on the back straight, where we just heard that insanely well sounding V8 that at least you could hear. You had even better though, because no one could hear Garrett talking through that lap, which was great. Through the chicane, nearly touching the wall of champions, but he's not a champion, so he wouldn't. Through the gears, up towards the line, a 12.3 and 8th position.
Thank you very much. Hopefully you can all hear me. I have turned up my microphone, so I've put it on much higher than what I've actually had previously. So you can all let me know if you can hear me much louder. My audio is peaking completely normally, so I'm not quite sure why it's low, because on OBS it's telling me that I'm talking at a completely normal rate, that it's not peaking or blowing your speakers. But do let me know in the comments. I'm sure you'll all have opinions to let me know that if it's not working or not. Of course, if you're watching along, like the stream. This is more of a threat now, as Harry Collier has invalidated his lap. Make sure you have. So thank you, Thomas. I'm glad that's sorted all the weird fucking issues I've been having with Elgato over the last day or so, as Jake goes P9 with a 12.856. As so Harry Collier, he's invalidated. We've got well, Jess about to start a lap, and then we will go on board and we'll get Yuri to commentate over his lap, because we know that makes him slower. So that will be coming up.
I really hope you didn't say that. Why do you want to watch the world burn and everyone in it?
So Jess on her lap, making her way around as yellow flags out for cars for retiring, so that's fine. Jess, who's actually in the top 4. The Tesco's Club Card Shootout starts tonight. I'm going to try and find the brackets, because there's not an official graphic, so I can't bring it up for you on stream, but I will try and find it to work out who was eliminated who at the end of the evening. But Jess is in the top 4, so she will fight for the regular season. So she is not involved in that. So regardless, I'm sure she'll be much happier with how that's panned out for her. Although you do get the bonus, of course, if you win the shootout, to be in the top 4, you will come home with regular season points anyway. So up to the final chicane for Jess. 14 corners here in Canada. She's made her way through both of them and up to the line. It's going to be about a 12 she's looking at. It's a 12.5, puts a P9 on circuit. Mr. Hasselager, do you want to explain to me why the track is red next to your name?
Oh, because I fancy the red track more than a see-through track.
Okay. Well.
And also this means that I don't have to commentate over my lap.
Just noting that one down for future reference.
So underneath my comment, my silly ass picture, they'll say, "Would rather have a red track." Nice.
That just means next time when we're racing in Cup, I'm going to make you invalidate, so that's 1 place gained already. So
as if you need me to invalidate to be ahead of you.
That is true. You are
11.5, by the way. No idea where that would have put me.
11.5 would have put you P5.
Right where I belong.
Between MK Bourne and Jacko. So of the actual Kia Series drivers, we've currently got Florian and Risky, P1 and P2. Then you've got the Cup Series Resis in Leroy and Macon P3 and P4, Jacko P5, Michel P6, Liam P7, Fozzie P8, Jess P9 and Jake P10. Last one to set that lap will be Robin Border. Of course, already a winner, already through to the playoffs, leading with playoff points as well. Coming up to the line, it's not going to be pole, but it is P5 for him. You would have roughly matched Robin's time there with an 11.568. So
5.15.
Yeah, well, there you go. You would have out-qualified the man currently leading the standings, and so you should have done as a Cup Series driver.
Nah, I'm good.
So that is qualifying. I have warned everyone that we will take a break in between qualifying and the race, so that you can all come to the front and you'll be able to appreciate the Canadian national anthem in all its glory. Yuri's been on the phone and actually got some special members that will be making an appearance as well. So something really cool to look forward to. Make sure you do tune in for that between qualifying and the race. But there is pole position and a playoff point for Florian with a 1:10.836, taking pole position by 0.06 of a second ahead of Sullivan Lewis, Leroy Hasselager, Mike Kaltenborn in P3 and P4. Then you've got Robin Border, Jack Ricketts, Michel Gores, Liam New, Dustin Rolko and Jess Ball are your top 10. Jake Warrior, Scott Hayes, Barry Baldwin, Michael Okeke are your top 14. Ben Harrett, Yuri Hasselager, Harry Collier, Matt Shepherd and Thomas Nevitt all invalidating and will be starting from the back of this one. But in lieu of that, whilst we get ready, I will get everything sorted and I will see you very, very shortly.
You need hard-working tires for a hard-earned victory. For turns 1 to 4 and handling your 9 to 5. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
You alright? Have you got your club card?
Club card accepted.
Have you got any plans later? Receipt? Feel the power.
I'd like everyone to stand, remove their hats, and prepare for the national anthem of Canada.
Oh, Canada, terre. Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est ceint de fleurs en glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Anyway, back to normal programming. Not quite sure what happened there. An issue with the plane, but thank you very much to Yuri for sorting that one out. Hopefully that wasn't Kaya piloting. But anyway, back to the race. On the formation lap, Yuri, tyre choices, mediums for you, Scott on the hards, mediums from everyone from 13th down, softs for Florian, softs to Leroy, Rageman, Michelle, Fozzie and Jess. What's your thinking going into this one? Long early stint?
Well, my initial idea was to use a set of hards and ditch them on lap 3. and use the softer tires. But for some reason, the game didn't like that and put me on medium. So now I'm gonna rethink everything that I'm doing. So I'll get back to you about that. I just wanted to ask you a question. Odds on Leroy pitting lap 3?
Oh, completely guaranteed. He will sweat this one to get a win because, well, no.
Ooh, ART guys touching each other. Did I see that correctly?
Well, that happens most.
I think they
weekends
just
anyway.
got away with it.
But Ben Harrett with some work to do, yourself with some work to do, and Michael Okeke with some work to do as well to start gaining some points back here in Canada for the 5th round of the Kia Series. Of course, join us on Thursday for the Cup Series, their next race. Last car is pulling into position. That is Thomas Nevitt. As Anne gets disqualified, Yuri is very slowly making his way forward. And we're finally getting underway here, waiting for the lights. They're obscured by the timing screen, but I can see 3, 4, 5, pause. Up to 5 seconds, but it's out and underway. We've got a very slow starter. That's MK Bourne, who's not moved off the line. So that's going to cause a complete accordion effect of cars streaming past him. But it's a great start from Florian, Risky and Leroy. Robin Border up to P2. Michel Goris already up to P5. Liam and Jacko fighting out over 6th and 7th as everyone filters down through the chicane for the first time downhill. It's a great start from everyone. Looks as though it's all nice and clean. No one pointing in the wrong direction just yet. I won't hold my breath because we've still got plenty more racing to do in this first lap. And behind you can see that's Jake Warrior is just in front of Yuri, who's fighting his way around Bazza. Bazza down the outside, Yuri down the inside. And Yuri picking up position already up into P12. Behind it was, where is Mike? Already down to P10 for Mike Kelterborn. So slow off the line as Liam and Jacko trade places once again, P6 and P7. So let's see what they're doing as Jacko already sitting behind Liam. And in fact, he's having to let Ben Harrett through. And Ben Harrett is already up to P7. He's about to become P6 as they get into the chicane. He has to back out of it because Liam shuts the door firmly in his face. As the first lap is completed, Florian leads it. Yellow flag is out at the back. That's Thomas Nevitt that's gone around and been collected, unfortunately, by the sounds of it, by the man that's pointing directly towards the wall. Do you want to tell us about it?
Well, I think I've just done a Quinn. I saw Harry.
Not won a C5 and then cried about it?
No. Unsafe rejoin.
Lol.
Yeah, no, that's a big lol. I think I just nearly murdered Thomas. I spotted the final car. I thought the final car was Harry in P18, and there was a gap between him and Thomas, and I just spinned it around, and he was there. And that is 100% my fault.
And you'll be taking a race ban for next week, so therefore you'll be in the commentary box. I'm sure. Well, to be fair, it could even be more than that. It could be. Well, is it 1 or 2? I can't remember what it is that Quinn got. I think it was 1 this time. It's 3 for the playoffs, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, no, it was 2 for the playoffs, I think, and 1 for the for the regular season.
Thomas, for some reason, is skipping chicanes behind you, which will be picking him up penalties, even though there's absolutely no need to be doing so. Just take it easy. You're under the safety car. You don't need to be gunning it. You will have plenty of time to come in and make a stop. Of course, no one will make a stop this time around. They will meet the back end of the safety car. And, well, we were talking about Leroy making a pit stop at the earliest opportunity. This is the earliest opportunity, of course. They can all make one at the end of the next lap. Thomas speeds under the safety car. And then dumps into the pit lane for a new front wing. Not a mandatory stop. Okeke also in for a stop. Not a mandatory stop. So interesting call that you wouldn't stay out and pit on the next lap, but who am I to question anyone's logic? Because Yuri's actually making the smart decision here and sticking out there with no front wing to hope the safety car stays out. So you might actually be helped here, Yuri, by the fact that that they've pitted and it will bunch, or it will mean the safety car probably will stay out for another lap.
Yeah, that was the thinking. I think Thomas is a bit fed up with me, rightfully so, and picked himself up speeding under the safety car penalty.
Yeah, not quite sure why that was necessary, but never mind. Yuri now P17. It is back at the front. Into the box for Leroy. Into the box for Michel. Well, there's the pit stops being made. It's lap 3. It's not the end of lap 3. They're starting it now. So Thomas Nevitt then gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cuts. And has no wing again. Okay. So, safety car still out. Lap 4 of 35. So cars can box at the end of this lap. You will probably...
We could box at the end of last lap.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just seeing if anyone's going to come in a little bit later. But at the moment, it's only Leroy and Michel that have gone on to hards. Everyone else has stayed out. So it is a race that's definitely a two-stop. At least we've seen Corey win here on a Joker before, but those tyres by the end were absolutely shredded. So I would expect these guys to try and run their tyres to a semi-decent first stint, hoping to extend a middle stint. There's almost certainly going to be another safety car. Good evening, Kaya. Yeah, so there's almost certainly going to be another safety car. It's all going to kick off. Sullivan Lewis is now sitting behind Florian Mayer, who will be leading us away. Of course, Florian on the softs, Sullivan on the mediums. Robin Border, watch out from him in P3. What can he do on the soft tyres as well? So Florian can slow it right down. He is now effectively the race leader. He will be restarting us any time he wants from now, and off he goes. Sully got a little bit too close there, which meant that he wasn't able to get on throttle probably when he wanted to. But it's been a clear getaway from everyone so far. Behind Matt Shepherd and Jess trade places as they're still fighting away over 12th position. As in fact, Shep just gets tagged a little bit there and pushed into a half spin. And that's going to bunch everyone up behind as Thomas then retires in the pit lane. And also, that's Dustin out. This is going to be a big crash. Oh, I mean, I think Matt Shepherd's done well to avoid that. He's lost a front wing, but Dustin was in the absolute middle of the circuit, and everyone's scattered around him. I think it's only Thomas it's only Shep that's got away with damage there. I think everyone else managed to find a way past. Unfortunately for Shep, it was just a little bit too much of a smack on the left tyre into the wall. We got away with no tyre damage, but he will be diving in to make a mandatory pit stop now, which isn't the end of the world. Does mean that he takes a safety car stop, but it will count as a mandatory. So not the end of the world for Mr. Shepherd. Let's see, of the top runners, does anyone else come in? Yes, we see Florian's in, Robin is in also. It looks as though the medium runners all staying out, so that is a playoff point for Florian. It's now a playoff point for Sully, of course, for leading a lap. Ben Harritt is already up to P2, by the way, Yuri, so that shows the what happens when you're competent and not competent at the game. And Yuri...
Cheers.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yuri's actually racing with Florian to get out in front of him and does just about do so.
It's a very orange car. Love it.
It is a very orange car. Therefore, it won't be on screen for much longer.
I knew it.
So, plenty of time here to wait whilst we whilst we wait for the safety car to cycle around and do its thing.
Do you want to hear a funny stat?
Go on, hit me with it.
We're 6 laps down, and I've already recovered a lap of fuel.
Okay, how much did you start with?
Under a lap.
Okay.
Or a lap under, I should say.
Well, I'm expecting to use our full roster of safety cars tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, most likely I'm going to go lap 19. We're going to have used at least 4 safety cars or VSCs.
Well, the first one started off as a VSC, so...
Very true. So, no one's ever sure if it actually takes one off or if it counts as one or not. But it will be Sully that will get us restarted. Won't be this time around because we're waiting for Harry to catch up. He made a mandatory. As Thomas said, orange rear wing damage, couldn't keep the car pointing in the right way. Neither could Yuri, evidently. As
well, I could. I just decided not to.
Also,
apparently,
I'd just like to bring you up. Do you want to kind of give us your thoughts on your livery design tonight?
Oh, it's just colours. There's no thought process.
You thought I'm going to make a car that looks like a Christmas present, and do a bad job of it.
It's first of all, that doesn't even offend me. I just threw some colours at it. Don't care. Second of all, it is a Christmas present. It's my Christmas present to you. It's belated. I know. My apologies. Got stuck in the mail. But here you are, lap 7, 2 safety cars down. What a present, eh?
I've had 2 presents. I've got this shit livery and watching you run into the wall and lose your front wing.
Did you? Oh,
I was on the nice list clearly this year. Don't worry. There's only now 1 car in between yourself and your brother, and
I can make that 0.
And technically, you're all on the same strategy, so it's not the end of the world. Scott, he'll be quite happy as well. He hasn't stopped yet, but up in P9. Safety car in this lap, so it will disappear up the road. Sully is going to go for the Speed Gareth 8.9 restart. Right, single digit Sully, I can see that's 40 miles an hour. I want this to trickle down. In the teens would be nice, please. He'll be sitting there in the speed party with Michelle and with Leroy. And no doubt we'll be discussing how slow they can get this. We're at 27. Come on, Sully, we can do this. 26. 25. He's actually had to speed up. Because
there's ghosting.
It's bringing out the yellow flag because he's so slow. Oh, I love this. I love it so much. He's doing such a good job of it. Everyone else's tyres cooling down. It means that the first corner will be absolute chaos. Yellow flags are out. Everyone stacking up. Everyone just... You can see their Jacko just pulsing the throttle a little bit. Wanting to keep some tyre temperature in, as long as they're not weaving through the final chicane. This is the slowest you'll ever see cars go through. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've watched a car go through the final chicane. But any time from now, and off he goes. Good restart there from Risky. Behind, is there any chaos as cars all get back on the loud pedal? Looks as though we've got a clean restart for now. It's Sullivan Lewis from Ben Howard, from Liam New, from Jacko. That's 3 seconds for Mike Kelterborn. That's a couple of changes of position. Florian Mayer gets passed by a couple of cars there, by Yuri, and also Michel is made his way past him as well. As they're still side by side. Around goes Scott into the wall, and that will most likely bring out another safety car. Number 3.
Michel's playing some dirty tactics. I got alongside him on the restart, and as soon as I was about to overtake him, he lifted off, hoping that I had to give the position back for overtaking before the start-finish straight.
Scott's managed to retire and also be disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. So a double retirement there from Scott.
That is point deduction, right?
He's hit the wall and he's done an Alonso where he got beached on that curb in that 2011 race. But well, that is safety car number 3. We are yet to see 1 green flag lap completed in full. I did say...
the first lap was green for like most of the grid.
Did you complete the first green flag lap?
No, but
No.
most of the grid did.
As Ben Harrick gets 5 seconds speeding into the pit lane under the safety car. He is a Cup Series driver. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself, Benjamin.
Wow. Also, I'm seriously wondering, why are people taking their safety car pit stops right now?
Well, especially with, well,
Like,
'cause-
you just-
well, probably because Yuri, because we're running out of safety cars.
Well, maybe so, but like, you're not gaining. You're just losing quite a bit out of it. You might just want to, you know. I don't know. I've been wrong before, so probably wrong here as well.
Well, yeah, I can see your point, but I mean, I said we'd use our 4 safety cars by lap 19.
Also, how much money for tapping Leroy's rear end?
Oh, if you can put him in the wall.
No. No, I mean like right now, just to get in his head a bit.
Oh, go
you
on.
know?
Then. Yeah, go on. I'm on board with you. Or just pull up alongside him and just give him some tyre wear. Just like side to side.
Just to rub against his wheels, you mean?
Yeah, he's on hard tyres as well. He wants to go long.
Well, you know, I want to go long as well.
He's gonna be listening to this as well, because I know Leroy listens to the stream whilst.
Yeah, I know.
So
He's probably really scared if I'm gonna do this.
Leroy, if you're listening, swipe him.
Oh no! Wait, I don't have to do that. I've got like 30. I've got like 30 seconds of reaction time.
Right, so we've got another lap at least of this. So Yuri, take us on board a lap of Canada and let us know your.
Really? You know I'm struggling for a hot lap. What do you want me to talk about on a slow lap?
I want you to tell me what you feel emotionally about each corner and how they've hurt you in the past.
Hurt me in the past. Well, exit of turn 2 is a massive bitch. I saw all hope lose. The car ahead of me, by the way, the car ahead of the car ahead of me, by the way, is the car I hit right here in season 2, which is great. I didn't get by that part, so I've already done 10 times as many laps as that race. So that is great. This one, well, it's interesting. You don't want to have any kind of oversteer on this part actually, because you'll hit the blue walls here, which is well, pretty shitty for your race. Can these guys please hurry up the fuck up so I don't have to talk through all the lap and the race can get going. Anyway, next corner. Yeah, this corner is oversteery as fuck, and that black outside wall is also
I think that one,
something.
I think that corner's named Knighton. I think that it was named.
No. Actually, that's not the corner name. The wall on the left side of the exit of the corner, though, that's called the Knighton wall.
There's still flowers left there every year.
Yeah, and carbon fiber. Oh, and a wheel.
Right, safety car in this lap. Want to have a bet with me in the comments how long it's going to last before we get another one? As we can't even put it down to cold tyres. That was just people being useless. Sully's going to get it slowed down. Of course, he's got Liam now behind him after Ben Harritt pitted under the safety car and got a penalty for doing so. So Sully's going to lead once again, trying to extend this stop. So it is currently Sully from Liam, from Jacko, from Mike Kelterborn, from Bazza. That is your top 5. So it's a solid run so far from Bazza, who's had a pretty woeful season so far. As you can see, everyone crawling along. There's Liam very close to the back of Sully. Don't do this, Liam, because you get completely caught out when Sully gets on the loud pedal. And if you touch him under the safety car, you'll get a penalty. Watch out, because he's right behind him. And that's what happens. You get left behind because you're too slow to make a reaction to do anything into turn 1. Give yourself a little bit of acceleration room, as it is still a clean restart. Yuri's gone down the inside of Michel and he's actually tagged him, which is causing the guys behind to check up. But that's Florian that goes around the outside. Michel folds back into P9, and there we go. There's another one. Who's it this time? It's Mike. Flat spinning back towards the right direction, and we're green. So we've managed to make it around a restart at the moment. Robin Border now on the back of Michel Goris as they're fighting away over P8 and P9. Sullivan Lewis still leading this one. 1.2 seconds is the advantage he's already pulled out over Liam in the opening stages of the restart. Up the back straight, Jacko now looking at the back of Liam, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move. Bazza has got a heap of cars behind, one of those being Leroy, and Leroy to the inside of Bazza. Oh.
What the fuck happened there? What even caused that safety car? Makes internet connection?
I have no idea. Mike's got no front wing, but I'm pretty sure he had no front wing from earlier on. Ben Harrett has got no front wing. Mike's going to run straight into the... Whoa, that was close. So, Ben Harrett's got no front wing. Jake Warrior's got no front wing. What? Jesus. Usain Bolt's team just ran out of the pit lane there for...
Well, Garrett, look at it this way. At least for the first half of this race, we won't have any kind of field spread.
No, yeah, I cannot wait for the last 20 laps of this race. Oh, you would have thought the idea that we've got for Kia for next season is already looking as though it's doomed to fail. Look at the
fail.
Well, seeing as two of our most promising.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Oh. Sweet Jesus.
Well, to be fair, I was feeling like a Sunday drive was long overdue, so just out here vibing. Maybe gonna ask Lesty for some tunes, recommendations, so I can listen to them.
How on earth are you even up in P4? What?
I pitted under the first safety car, and everyone else pitted later, so I'm fine. The only cars I overtook, I think
you've overtaken Michel, and that's about it.
Yeah, Michel. That's it.
Sully's leading laps, but not by his own choice at the moment.
Well, if he continues on like this, he'll get that extra playoff point for leading the most laps.
Well, we're now a third of the way into the race, so there's a good chance he might do. Florian, who pitted under the first safety car, is now up to P5. So he is slowly making his way back towards him, but he's only got 5 laps fewer on those tyres compared to Sully and Liam, who are the only 2 that are yet to stop. So Sully extending this first stint as Yuri kicks the rear end of that car out.
Trying to burn off some fuel.
Yeah, I can see. Make sure you're doing it, pointing in the right direction.
I am now.
As I would say I'll check battery for everyone, but no one's had any time to actually deploy any so far in the race. So everyone is.
I'm pretty sure we all have like a 100% deploy rate.
Oh, almost certainly. It's been the most efficient race so far. No one's had to burn anything. And
well, no, everyone burned everything in the first lap because we all know that it's going to be a safety car.
You'll be getting a great rebate back when you can sell this fuel that you're not using that we left in the tank.
Oh, I'm using all of it, mate. Fuck the environment. Sorry, fuck the virtual environment.
Well, I'll just say that's typical Dutch there, just not caring about the environment or anyone
virtual
else.
Environment.
Well, here is Deja Vu. It's Sullivan Lewis leading a restart for a 3rd time in this first 13 laps of this race. Bear in mind there's been 4 safety cars now. I'm just letting that breathe. 4 safety cars and we're on lap 13. We've only lost 3 cars. Scott says he can't be asked to race anymore. I mean...
I wonder why.
Yeah, I feel you. As Risky leading from Liam, leading from Leroy. Sully has got the Speed Gareth 89 restart nailed down here. Liam, is he learning anything this time around? He's still closed right. Everyone is so Liam, you can't pull alongside him. You're not allowed to do that. Single file restart. Leroy, you're not allowed to pull alongside him. Single file restart. There we go. That was contact under the safety car. That should be a penalty for Leroy. Risky's left it a little bit later and gets a perfect restart. Behind, that's
Again?
Yuri. That's the Yuri's gone down the inside, the outside of Leroy. It's not quite going to work. However, there's another time penalty for MK Bourne, who is having an absolute shocker of a second race here in the Kia series. Right, do we all get through? Florian gets 3 seconds. Oh god, this has got chaos written all over it. This does. There we go. Down the inside. That's a send from Matt Shepherd, who's going to come back across. And he's somehow, even though he's pinballed off 3 cars, is still pointing in the right direction. He's still trying to look to go down the inside of Robin Border. Sends it down the inside. That's going to send him to the outside. Bazza gets 3 seconds. We are racking up penalties, guys. There has only been 1 green flag lap. How on earth are you taking track penalties already? As Ben Harrett making moves already. He's already up to P9 from the back of the grid. He's got Matt Shepherd alongside him. They're chasing OKK, who is not doing too badly. And in fact, he's bump drafting Robin Border up the back straight. You've got to back off in a second, Michael, because you're going to go deep into the chicane. And behind, that's Ben Harrett that's gone deep. That's going to open up the door. And round goes Matt Shepherd into the wall. He loses another end plate. That's going to be another front wing for him. I think that was trying to go side by side with Ben Harrett. MK Bourne is somehow now up in P7. Ben Harrett now down to P8. And I literally cannot keep up with all these changes of position because everyone is continuously hitting the wall. But Mike's going to go deep there, gets on the brakes. That's going to open the door for Ben Harrett here. Ben's going to lose the back end of the car. How on earth did you hold on to that one? Jacko's eyes would have lit up. Matt Shepherd gets a 3-second time penalty. I'm going to check in with the penalties in a second because they are really starting to build up. Ben Harrett must have surely some sort of floor damage or body damage because his car looks like it's set up for Monza. It's so squirmy on exit of every corner. But Jacko now on the back of him. Bazza on the back of Jacko. Then you've got Harry Collier and Jake Warrior as well behind those guys. Risky still leading. Leroy up into P2. Jacko lets Jacko closes up on Ben Harrett, who tags the wall again. And not only will be losing time, but that will be some. I'm sure that will be some tyre damage, as the car just does not want to point in a straight line. It's all over the place. This has got retirement written all over it, as Mr. Harrett. But we have actually just managed to complete something. We've actually managed to get to a point where we can have DRS. So congratulations, everyone. You've managed to get under or a lap restarted to the point where DRS is now enabled, and you can all start attacking each other. And Jacko's still looking at the back of Ben Harrett. We've got MK Bourne now sitting in the back of Robin Border and Michel Goris. Michel up into P5, of course, but with the hard tyres on. MK Bourne's going to look to the inside, thinks better of it, gets off the throttle, gets back on the throttle. These guys still nose to tail. Lap 16 of 35, so just under 20 laps left to go. I know, just bear with me. Hopefully it'll get better. Oh my, for fuck's sake. What the shit was that? How on earth is this not a safety car? That was a massive crash. That is unbelievable that that's not a safety car. We must have used up our compliment, because that is a huge crash. Shep, hopefully the car's disappeared, but there is debris everywhere, so watch out. As he comes across, looks as though everyone's clear. Risky still leading, Leroy P2. Yuri now up to P3 somehow. And now on the back of Leroy. Both on 13 lap old tyres, but Leroy on the hards, Yuri on the mediums. How are they feeling?
They're fine. Thanks for that, by the way.
No, you're welcome. And also
having to unmute my mic whilst turning into a fast left right hand corner.
Oh, I
Love it.
I don't care. You're
I know.
You're a commentator.
Yeah, I really don't want to listen to like, oh, well, he's not here again. Comments about you whenever I got my mic muted or something.
Well, you missed the mother of all crashes down the back straight. So
yeah.
You.
It was on the main. It was on a straight, right? How do you crash on a straight?
It was fantastic. They, for some reason, were side by side and then just locked wheels for absolutely no reason. Both speared off into the wall and out the race. So that's Michel out in another race here in the Kia Series. And your points leader, Robin Border, also out as well. And I imagine that one will end up going to the stewards for something. As Leroy picks up a time penalty, he is now leading the race. I think with Risky having made his stop, that would be a playoff point for Leroy, who actually gets on the curb and gets the back end stepping out. So Leroy not looking overly happy on the tyres. Then you've got Yuri, so it's a Haslager 1-2. That's vomit inducing. Florian Mayer,
Rude.
P3. Mike Kelterborn, even though he's got a heap of penalties, is up to P4. Jacko's having a solid race at the moment, P5 for him, but kind of needs to close up to this battle for the top 4 positions. He's got Ben Harrett now. He's cleared, in fact, he's got past Ben Harrett up into to P5. Ben's still within DRS, but has used a lot of battery. He's got some DRS, which he's using. Up in front, MK Bourne still on the back of Florian. And the two Germans battling away over position. That is Leroy and Yuri changing position. Yuri around the outside, Leroy to the inside. That turns to the outside. He's going to try and stick on it, but the grip on the hards, not quite there. And Yuri takes the position and will want to be taking a playoff point for a championship that means absolutely nothing to him. But this is a great view, actually. I'm literally sitting on your rear diffuser watching at your brother's front nose. That was a fantastic camera shot. As he's going to put some manners on you here, Mr. Haslager. Down the inside, come on, Leroy. DRS open and takes the position back. So Yuri's going to need to use DRS. Are they going to battle over DRS here? I think they might do. As Leroy is going to hold on to position. He didn't back off. I thought he might have done. But there's a yellow flag. That is for Michael Okeke. He has had an issue. Has he got it restarted? Yes, he has. So that car is restarted. Back to green. So just a localised yellow. Yuri back to the inside. Taking back the position. So he will take a non-existent playoff point for his non-existent championship here in the Kia Series. I'm sure it'll make
Listen,
you feel
Gareth. It's finally a left lad, okay? Let me be.
So that's 1-2. MK Bourne and Florian have changed position. So MK Bourne out to P3, Florian P4. Jacko is holding P5 and he's now closing in. Ben Harrett is still holding on to P6. Behind Evil Dragon, Liam New is on the back of Jake Warrior, who's on the back of Bazza. Who is on the back of Harry Collier. So a nice little four-way battle for this one. In fact, Sullivan Lewis is closing in on this, and this is worst case scenario for Sully because he's got 4 cars in front of him that are probably a lot slower, also on the tyres that are worse than his. Sully's going to go down to the inside. He gets clears 1. Liam blocks him once, can't block him twice. Liam, that's not quite allowed. You're going to go deep into the corner here. If I was Sully, I'd push you out the way. There we go. As absolutely nothing wrong with that. Liam was moving around the track and moved into the braking zone, and therefore Sully gave him a little bit of a nudge out of the way, puts him into a spin, and will knock him down. Liam, don't bother reporting that. That's not a penalty.
Do report it. We love to lose a token.
That's true. You will lose a token. Vazza still looking at the back of Harry Collier. Harry, who is doing a solid job. Probably one of the drivers yet to pick up a win that is sort of there on the cusp of if a cup driver wasn't here, he'd be up there for fighting towards the front of the field. It would really be Florian, Jacko and Harry at the moment. So so you can tell that he might be a little bit miffed that he's not got that opportunity to do so. But Risky now clears Jake Warrior, so he does get past. I don't know if Risky A did he pick up? No, I don't think he did. Looks as though he's still got both end plates, so no damage on the wagon for Sullivan Lewis. Jacko now on the back of Florian by 4/10, so he's closed right up. He's got nicer tyres by 6 laps as Michael gets 10 seconds for cutting the corner. I think that's probably, in fact, that might have been the first corner if he's gone deep at the first corner and taken to the runoff and not slowed down in time. As Leroy is coming back at Yuri, Jacko is coming at Florian. So it's one position made. Leroy into the box. Jacko now up into P3. So that's change of his position. So Yuri leading down the lap. MK Bourne now less than a second behind, but Jacko is the one on the charge actually. So 1.2 seconds between Jacko and MK Bourne, but he's on 10 lap old mediums, so he's got the nicest tyres of anyone down to Harry Collier, who's softs are 9 laps old, but really it's Sullivan Lewis that's just overtaken him as I was speaking. So it's Sully really, P6, that is starting to make inroads on these fresh rubber. That he will be hoping. Well, he's well within a pit window here. He's going to be in the lead by a country mile come the second pit stop, as there's a 3-second time penalty for Florian and for Matt Shepherd. Let's check in with your time penalties. It's 9 for MK Bourne, 6 for Florian, 3 for Ben Harriet, 9 for Bazza, 6 for Jack Warrior, 3 for Leroy, 9 for Matt Shepherd, 3 for Evil, and 16 for Michael Kors, that 10-second time penalty. Adding to his woes as Yuri loses the position to Mike Kelterborn here. So he drops down a position, so Mike will lead a penalty. Yuri picks up a time penalty and doesn't have DRS to attack him back, so that's a lap led for Mr. Kelterborn. So far, these guys are kind of just getting in the way of Jacko, so who would be leading laps, getting playoff points if these two at the front were not here. But I'm sure Jacko will, as he did last time out, shithouse a lap led Speed Gareth 89 style and just make sure he stays out to get that playoff point, which is becoming more and more important as the season goes on. As Scott was stuck on, he was stuck on the sausage curb. It did look like he retired, but it looks like he just spun and did get stuck on it, which is what disqualified him. Don't worry, it's call yourself Fernando Alonso. I mean, you're probably as much of an egotistical bellend, but hopefully not. But that is exactly the same as what happened to him back in 2011. Lap 23 of 35. This is what happens when we don't get safety cars. We actually get some racing, and it's somewhat been okay. All we needed was 5 of you to get 5 of you to retire. Want to make it a 6th, Mr. Baldwin and Mr. Hasselager. Want to explain what's just happened there? As Leroy and Bazza tangle at the hairpin, both pointing in the wrong direction. So that drops Bazza down to P11, drops Leroy to P9. Harry Collier into the box, so he makes a stop onto the medium compounder tyre. In and out he goes. He's going to come out probably at the back of this pack behind Liam New. And Liam in as well, so Liam making his stop. Mediums on for Leroy, another pit stop for him. So he will be going to the end from now. Bazza and Shep changing position. Bazza, as we cut in, is drifting around turn 1. Loses position there to the purple machine of Harry Collier on his outlap. Bazza, I think, was probably got either some floor damage or some tyres that will need some cooling over the next half a lap or so. As we see, I'm just going to go on board with Bazza just to make sure that everything looks okay. It does so. So, Jacko, what are you doing? You're clearing Yuri. So now up into P2 as MK Bourne stays out, as Jacko will be yelling at Mike, just seriously pit and piss off, I'd imagine is the words, but slightly bluer coming from the cherry of Mr. Ricketts, Jacko 10509. So he is currently P2, Yuri P3, Risky now 4.4 seconds back. Risky has played this one very nicely indeed, and pitching Liam into the wall and spinning out of that one is just the icing on that Canadian maple donut that is waiting for him at the end of this race. Yuri, I'll wait for you to get on the straight, so don't worry, you don't have to unmute just yet. But your assessment of this battle with Jacko, who's seemingly got some pace in the car tonight.
It's not much of a battle as of now. I've just let Make go and do his thing, and let Jacko go and do his thing. And due to my mess up with strategy, it was either hards or stretch these mediums until we get to softs. And I think that's what the guys ahead of me and behind me as well are doing as well.
So staying out is the leader. Coming in is the man in P2. Was that a corner cut? That looked like a corner cut.
Nice!
So, luckily I was on T-Cam with you, so I could give you my honest opinion. As Jacko in and out, what's he going on to? I can tell you, it's a set of brand new soft tyres. So he will come out in probably P6 behind Florian, who's coming down the main straight. It's going to be close. Jacko can get on the throttle now, but I think he's probably going to roll out just behind. Yeah, he is just behind Florian Mayer for P5. So Jacko in P6, but most importantly, without a time penalty. So without a time penalty on much nicer tyres, they will have to, of course, stretch to the end of the race. So he's going to have to look after them in the early phase, and this is where you kind of need to go into a little bit of preservation mode. Think about your tyres in the long term rather than the short term. He can get within DRS of Funky and kind of sit there and just be dragged around, because Florian 1.2 seconds now behind Ben Harrett. Ben Harrett, who is had the most up and down race of anyone so far, as Leroy in P11. This is a humbling experience for the man that's already been to a Cup Series Championship 5. He's outside of the top 10 in the Kia Series. That really is retirement form. As Yuri into the box, and it's a set of soft tyres for Yuri to take him to the end. Where's he going to come out in relation to Jacko? Of course, has just done a one-lap undercut. That's going to be a massive undercut for Jacko, actually, because the gap when they came in was 1.2 seconds. The gap when they come out is, when Yuri gets up to speed, over or around about a second more. So he's lost about a second on that outlap, but of course he will gain it back later on in the stint when Jacko's tyres go off a little bit earlier. Bazza loses the position to Leroy. So Bazza now down to P10, Leroy up to P9 on the back of Jake Warrior. So Jake on brand new soft tyres should have the edge at the moment on Leroy, but of course Leroy, the much faster driver, so will be an interesting battle between the pair of them. MK Bourne still leading. He's not on a joker, guys, don't worry, he does still have to make a pit stop. Will he finally come in? Yes, he does. So that lets Risky back into the lead of this one. No, Risky comes as well, so he makes another stop. So I'm pretty sure Mike has to make an... well, maybe not. Who knows? I don't have the... that's an unsafe release there from MK Bourne. Let's give them a 5-second time penalty. Absolutely would have broken the legs of Risky if that was done in real life. But now leading the race somehow is Ben Harrett from Florian Mayer, from Jacko. Jacko this is his race to lose now. He's got MK Bourne behind him, but Mike has time penalties. Jacko has none, and he's got in front of him 2 cars on 4-lap-old mediums. Jacko's done 2 laps on the softs, but he can't quite get within the 1 second window of Florian to get DRS. And in fact, what he's got is MK Bourne behind him that is starting to push him. Leroy picks up another time penalty. He's down in 9th position. However, with Jake Warrior right in front of him, as Bazza into the box as well to make his last stop. He rolls out in 14th position. There's Leroy having to get off the throttle a little bit here. I imagine Leroy might have a little bit of body damage or something that's causing him to, well, unless Jake is running a very slippery straight line setup, he's not really able on the tyres to get the advantage in the corner. As there's a yellow flag out for, I think that's Michael. It is for Michael, who's actually pointing in the wrong direction. He's going to have to flat spin. It's not how you flat spin, Michael. As he now loses a front wing. Bazza gets a 3-second time penalty as well. And this race is falling apart. As that's probably the let's get back to this. Oh. Right, so Ben Harrett, Florian Mayer in P2, MK Bourne P3, Jacko now down to P4, but of course with the guys in front all with penalties, Jacko is in the prime position for this one. Liam retires from the session. We've used all our safety cars up. Don't worry, that's not going to allow anyone who needs the guys to all catch up with each other. I'm sure if you're Jacko, you're quite happy with the situation you're in at the moment. But he is actually losing a little bit of ground. There we go. 3 seconds is Ben Harrett's lead. Jacko's going to have to push. He's kind of sitting right on the bubble here. There's the gap. It's 2.3 seconds, so he can only lose 0.7 of a second to Ben Harrett. Matt Shepard picks up 3 seconds. It is a race of attrition in terms of penalties tonight. And, well, the lead battle is split by 1, 2, 3 are split by a second. Florian now on the back of Ben Harrett. He will go past and lead a lap. Ben Harrett peels in behind. MK Bourne equally pulls in behind as they're nose to tail going through the final chicane. Hopefully everyone keeps it out of the wall. Yes, they do. Jacko is now 2.9 seconds back. But crucially, cool, that's a send and a half from MK Bourne on his ART stablemate. As they're tagging, they're trading paint. These are two guys in ART. As Mike, I mean, it shows you as Ben Harrett hits the wall on the exit of the chicane, it shows you that even though they're dropping down to Kier, they all still want to win the race. You sweaty losers. As Mike gives him a tag on exit. Somehow, Yuri fucking Hasselager is sitting on the back of him now. So, he's got past Jacko. He's now in P4. He's got 3 seconds of time penalty. So if he can get past Ben Harrett, effectively he's the net race leader. So that's your incentive, Yuri. It's Ben Harrett or bust at the moment. Down the inside goes Mike. Jess gets 3 seconds. Ben Harrett's now on the outside. Yuri takes a little bit of grass tracking, but here comes the push to pass and some DRS. Does he? No, he doesn't give it a bit of a squirt, but he's going to use DRS down the outside. This is going to be a bold move if he gets it done. Ben Harrett has to relinquish. Yes, he does, because he had the inside line. He would have been tagged. But Jacko now sitting 0.2 outside of the race win. That's how close it is. I'm going to keep up. You don't need to see the gaps between the cars. You can see them on screen. So Sullivan Lewis, who looked as though he was going to win this race, is now, unfortunately, the one that is going to have to... Sully's going to send it. Of course, Sully is in the championship full time, so he is in a straight fight with Jacko. Sully, of course, already advanced. Jacko yet to. But this fight with Jacko has now dropped him 4.7 seconds back. So it's already hurt him to the point where it's out of race win contention. Lap 32 of 35. Yuri now up into P3. He is your net race leader. That is a horrible thing to say. He's 1.3 seconds behind MK Bourne, who is half a second behind Florian. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of words had in the Twitter after this about just how the race has unfolded. But there's 3 cars without penalties. It's Jacko, Risky and Harry Collier, as Ben Harrett loses a position there to Jacko, who finally clears him and can try and disappear up the road. Sully's going to try and make a move back on Ben Harrett. Ben Harrett's coming back at Jacko. Oh, that's gonna be huge contact. How on earth have you missed hitting anyone in that, Sully? There is a brake pedal in between your feet somewhere. Make sure you use it next time, as he goes deep, loses the position there. Well, it was a send. I think you've probably just caused Jacko to soil himself, but nevertheless, as Yuri now just sitting outside that 1 second window. In fact, he's got DRS, but he was outside that 1 second window. As Florian and MK Bourne trade positions, and this is going to help Jacko, who is going to be trying to reel them back in. It was, of course, a 3 second window that he needs. It's 1.4 seconds he needs to get over the next 2.5 laps. So if Jacko's got anything left in the tyres, now is time to use it. So Yuri in P3 is currently Yuri net race leader from Jacko. Then you've got Florian and possibly even Risky, but Risky seemingly some issue for him. He's now dropped down and he's losing a handful of time. He's 1.7 seconds off the back of Ben Harrett, so maybe an issue for the Team Speed Esports driver. Penultimate lap of the race, Bazza gets the 3-second time penalty. This is all going to come down to racing on the line with penalties, because I can't even begin to tell you just how complicated it's going to be to work out who's going to finish in what order with the time penalties that will inevitably flash up as they all cross the line. 34.
It's between me and Jacko.
Well, I know it's between you two, but I mean the state of everyone else around you, the final standings is going to be an absolute mess.
Why? Make only has 12 seconds of penalties.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's the people behind you as well that will drop in between Florian and Make. So well, about to start the last lap. Florian, he's got 13% battery left. That's a tip there for Yuri. He's the only one that really hears this. So into the final corner, out of the final corner goes MK Bourne. Florian, Yuri, Jacko is now 5.1 seconds back. So I think Jacko will not be winning this race unless Yuri picks up another time penalty on this lap. That would put Jacko within the window by 0.8 of a second. So Jacko, to his credit, has got to the end. He's only one of 2 drivers now without a time penalty. Only himself and Harry Collier are yet to take one. And he's making his way around this final lap. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to be sitting outside of that window that will see him advance into the playoffs automatically. And he was coming into this one underneath the cutoff. He did not have enough to get into the playoffs through points. He would be having to advance through the chase if all things stayed the same, which admittedly might be quite easy in Kia, but you don't want to leave anything down to chance. But out of the hairpin for the final time goes MK Bourne. He's going to cross the line first, most likely, unless something disastrous happens in the final corner, and will lose the race win on I'm pretty sure for the second time. Didn't he cross the line first last week? But MK Bourne up to the line. Florian Mayo P2. It's going to be Yuri in P3 that's going to be your race winner. Jacko is going to come across the line in P2, maybe even P3. It's P2 for Jacko, Florian P3, Risky P4, Ben Harrett P5, MK Bourne drops all the way down to 6th from crossing the line first. Leroy gets a time penalty on the final corner to make that 9 seconds, which will actually give a position to Harry Collier. So Harry will move up to P7 now, and he'll be happy with that. Leroy down to P8. Jake Warrior has got a heap of penalties. So Shep, Jess and Bazza. So these positions are all holding position. Jake, Shep, Jess will be slightly displeased with how her evening has gone. 11th position for her, only 3 seconds time penalty, but not really any race pace underneath the car. And Bazza, unfortunately, will be finishing over a minute down in a race that kind of fell away after contact, I think, with Leroy. So I'm sure he'll be asking and pressurising the powers that be that why all these cup drivers coming down. Well, the reason why is because none of you are turning up. So that's the end of the evening for these guys here in Kia. That is the end of the 5th round here in Canada. And congratulations, Yuri. And you get the fake driver of the day as well.
Truthfully, driver of the day, man. Come on. I deserve that. It was me.
Can I mute him now? There must be a way I can mute him.
No, in all fairness, listen. I got so fucking lucky.
Why are you wearing a bin bag for a race suit?
Because it represents my personality and the inside of my soul.
True. Very true. Well, it is Yuri that takes another win in the Kia series. What a fucking stat padder. What an absolute stat padder. He's worse than Khalifa and Ben Shaw. He goes from 16th to the win. Doesn't get fastest lap though, does he? That goes to Risky. So
Aww.
didn't get everything his own way. Jacko will be livid there that he's allowed Yuri to race from the comms.
Should have been quicker.
Because he comes home in P2, gets a playoff point for finishing on the podium, but and for I don't think he even led a lap either.
Nope.
But yeah, so he comes home P2.
Oh wait.
I don't think he did. I think
No, he didn't. He pitted before Make it.
Yeah. So that is Florian P3, Risky P4, Ben Harriet P5. MK Bourne P6, Harry Collar, Leroy, Jake and Shep are your top 10. Then Jess and Bazza are your 2 that finished outside of the top 10. We lost Liam, we lost Michael, we lost in the most ridiculous crash Michelle and Robin. Fozzie, Thomas had wing damage, and Scott got himself beached on the curb and could not get the car turned around and was disqualified. So he will go down as a DSQ in the Jacko stats, which I'm sure he won't be happy with. But them's the breaks, as that is the evening for us here. As oh well, how can you sum that one up? We had no green flag racing. It was almost, to be fair, it was almost like the race that I was watching of the Cup drivers last week, where it was no green flag racing until what, lap 12 or something like that. So standards are slipping without Speaker F89 on the track, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. We need you. We need you more.
Yeah.
We need you for better racing, more close fights, and overall a better atmosphere.
I totally agree. But
see, I'm always nice to you, yet you're a complete cunt to me.
True, very, very true, and with good reason. So
wow. you give him such a compliment, and wow.
Well, I get to be nice to you when the stream ends, but then they're not going to hear it, because you can all fuck off now and go to bed and hopefully have a terrible night after what you've just done to me. Right, good night everyone. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Apologies for no sound at the start. That is no idea why the mic wasn't working. I did have everything was coming through as normal, but we persevere. IT crowded it, turned it off again, and that seemed to make it work. But want to know what's coming up next? Well, there you go. If it couldn't get any worse, we've got Las Vegas next week.
Who even came up with this?
Who created this calendar?
I know, right?
I tell you what, though, you think this calendar's bad? You wait until next season, the final season.
Oh, you better
You
not.
wait until the final season of the Kia series. Oh, I have got some plans in store. So the calendar will be released quite early on. I'm going to give people enough time to think about it before the next season, because next season is going to be a doozy, trust me. But congratulations, Yuri, you sweaty bastard.
Gareth, before you sign off, I would like you to say one nice thing about me.
I appreciated your help when they couldn't hear me, rather than just letting it be a dead stream with no voice.
Wow, that's the best you got. Fuck no! I should be full-time in Kia and let you be on your own, jeez!
Oh, screw you all. No, fuck off. Absolutely not. Right, good night everyone. I'll see you on Thursday for the Cup Series race. If not, we'll be back 26th of March. Join us here on Tuesday nights. It doesn't get any worse than this. This is the Kia Series. I've been Careful. This has been Yuri Haslager. Good night.
Bye-bye.